Yo, what's going on, y'all? Your boy Skip, back at it, back in town, Sacktown, that is. Man, it's time for another episode of Sacktown Breakdown. I hope y'all excited. It's a bit of a drought right now as far as news is concerned and everything, but, you know, hey man, feast the family, we here. Rain, sleet, or snow, you know what I mean? Today it is just me solo. We are missing my good buddy Tap 2K. He's a busy man. So, you know, when it's time to hold down the fort, here I am holding it down for him. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Anybody who's live on the stream, appreciate you watching. Anybody who's watching from YouTube, I appreciate y'all watching after the fact. We do record this podcast live on Twitch. So you can always catch us live. Go to Twitch, twitch.tv/the Sacktown Breakdown, and you can follow us there. You can find us, like I said, on YouTube. You can also find us on iTunes, Google Play. So, you know, however you want to ingest, or if you want to watch it, and then, you know, listen to us break it down when you're riding home from work or wherever you're coming from, school, class, we got it all here for you at the Sacktown Breakdown. Again, my name is Skip, aka Skipntosh. I am one of the two hosts of the Sacktown Breakdown. As I said, my boy Tap 2K, my partner, he is a busy man, so he's currently, I guess you can't burn the midnight oil when it's not midnight, but he's out there getting it and making it happen, and I'm holding down the fort for him in the meantime. Today's show, you know, we're in a bit of a drought, so I kind of grabbed and parsed through everything for everything that I could get for us, and we definitely got enough to talk about and hold us over. We're going to discuss new player development coaching staff, which we've talked about a little bit, but there's been a couple more additions, so we're going to cover some of that. We'll also talk about summertime workouts now that summer league is over. People who want to get that work in early, basketball players, of course, Buddy Hield, Harry Giles, all those guys in Fox, they're all getting their workouts in, so we're going to discuss some of what we've seen there. Kingsguard postseason, we'll also talk about, and 2K League MVP voting, which the MVP has already been decided, so we'll talk about that as well. And then NBA 2K, more ratings revealed. We'll talk about that a little bit, and some revealed gameplay modes as well. So again, thank you for everybody who's tuning in live on Twitch, as well as listening after the fact on YouTube or any of the podcast outlets that we are on. Thank you, by the way, I want to take a minute to say thank you for everybody that's been subscribing to the Sacktown Breakdown, whether that's through Podbean, whether that's through Twitch, anything. We appreciate everybody just coming through, having a good time with us, you know, engaging in conversations with us. We have a Discord as well, so don't forget to drop by there and come and hang out with us. I'll put the Discord link in the chat right now for everybody who's tuning in live, and then anybody who desires to check us out in the podcast, we'll have podcast apps. We'll have the link for the Discord as well as the YouTube videos. So come in there and have a conversation with us. We're talking. We post, you know, the latest videos, you know, rumors, and everybody's just having a big discussion. And we have different rooms as well for people. So there's an NBA 2K room. There's a Kingsguard room to chat in. Tap is in there. My boy Leak is in there. My buddy Bart, a few other of our friends, and some of the other listeners that and viewers that I've gotten from Video Game Bang podcast, which I'm a part of. Check them out Wednesdays and Wednesdays and Saturdays. I do comic book reviews there, but we're going to get into some Kings news. That's what we're going to get into. Let's start off with the new player development coach, or coaching staff, I should say. Everybody is kind of aware that Rico Hines is a part of the staff. Tap released a video on that. I had gotten a scoop, and I thought it would be a good idea for him to do that one. So, but let's talk about a few of the other ones. We also have Stacey Augmon, who Stacey Augmon, the name did not ring a bell when I first heard the name, so I had to go and do a little research and look it up. And so Stacey Augmon is obviously currently I'm looking at some of his information right now. He gained the nickname Plastic Man due to his athletic ability to stretch. He sounds like Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. So I'm down for some Reed Richards, me being a big comic book fan and all. But just looking back at his career, played for the Hawks. Actually was just in the league from 1991 to 2006. Detroit Pistons, Portland Trail Blazers, Hornets, both iterations of Hornets, as well as on the Orlando Magic. He's been an assistant for Denver starting in 2007. He was at UNLV as an assistant, Bucks as an assistant as well, and then John Jew's KCC Aegis. Sounds like an overseas team, but snagged the job with Sacramento. So we got him here on our squad to help develop our core. The other person, like outside of that, I'm just being honest, I don't know a lot other about Stacey Augmon. Kind of one of the reoccurring themes for me is going to be that, this is how much we're investing in our future and in our core. So when you add Rico Hines, like I said, which Tap already did a great video for, go back and watch that. But when you add Rico Hines, when you add Stacey Augmon, and then the next person that we're talking about, Lindsey Harding, again, it just shows the commitment to the core. They're young and they're extremely talented, and it's just going to go up from here. So that's what we're investing in, as we should, being a small market team and not always able to attract big free agents. This is one of our best free agencies in a long time that we've just had. So drafting and developing the talent is key. These guys are the handlers for this young team. So just to know that there's that many more extra helping hands, from off the court to on the court, we're doubling down on that, and that's a statement to me. Now let's talk a little bit about Lindsey Harding. So Lindsey Harding, more and more information is coming out about Lindsey Harding. Former WNBA player, went to Duke, played in the WNBA, looks like up until 2014, did do some overseas stints, which is pretty commonplace for WNBA players. I found out, I watched a very interesting, I would like to say it was a Vice segment, fairly certain the aesthetic was like Vice. But anyway, it was with a WNBA player who talks about how, as soon as the WNBA season is over, it's not over for her. A lot of people will fly overseas to get some extra money. So looks like she was doing the same thing. And then eventually, in 2018, the 76ers put her on the scout and as a player development coach. So she was there for one season, and now she's over here as an assistant coach / player development. So that's the other nice thing that Sacramento has to offer as a small market team, even though we are a small market team. Things like, simple things like just, hey, you're going to go from a scout on your resume to, being an actual assistant coach. So that helps build her resume as well. Her bringing her player development, talents over here. One thing I'm pretty sure she's full of is appreciation, as someone who's had to play, all over the world, so to speak, in order to make a living. So that's a good omen for me. That's something I can appreciate, and will be key for the goodwill that our team has. This young positive core, the Posse core. All right. So outside of that, not a whole lot of other information. I do see that she won the Nancy Lieberman Award. Nancy Lieberman is just one of my favorite people on the planet. Nancy Lieberman was, I believe, the first female coach in the Kings organization, from what I remember. I'll have to double check and see if there were any others. But when she came, man, she was so nurturing and so caring. And it was nice. I got to, one night I was at my local sushi restaurant and she walked in. I got to say what's up. She gave me a big old hug. Man, she's just awesome. I miss Nancy Lieberman around these parts. She definitely brought a class and a poise and a professionalism and a polish in her short stint here. And I'm sorry that things went the way that they did, with the Kings still trying to figure out their identity. But she bowed out gracefully, and now she's a part of the Big Three. So much love to Nancy Lieberman coaching the Big Three and just being an incredible human being. So not a whole lot of other news on Lindsey Harding. But again, just to kind of conclude my thoughts on it, it's really us doubling down on the core. More player development, develop, Bagley, develop Fox, Buddy, Bogey, develop Kyle Guy, Justin James, Vanya Marinkovic. Develop these guys. That's our future. I love it. I love what we're doing. I love what it symbolizes, and I think we'll all love the results. Moving on, we are going to take a look and talk about some of the summertime workouts. Very, very interesting. I like what's happening, and I like what's going on with Hoop regarding the social media aspect that we get now in the off season. We get these videos. We get Rico Hines' private rundown with all the NBA superstars and the cores. We get some, MJ gym videos. Melo was doing videos, and Bron, was putting up some. But it's nice to be able to take a peek behind the veil and have something to pull from while we're, in the off season. Now that summer league's done and all of that stuff. And one of the workout videos that we came across was Harry Giles with Chris Paul. Harry Giles, with this high IQ and the way he sees the court, inexperienced, but the way he passes, out there training with Chris Paul. I'm gonna let y'all just marinate on that for a second. I'm gonna sip my smoothie. Yeah, it's like that. So obviously Harry Giles is out there now. CP is CP. So he was out there getting buckets on everybody. Was it Kobe White? Kobe White was out there, and who else was out there? Oh, forgetting. But quite a few people. And yeah, CP was just getting buckets on everybody. But what else is cool is, the video came at a time, as we know, that, CP is known to be someone who barks a lot at people, don't care who you are, he's got a mouth on him. He's got a air and an arrogance about him. And it kind of damaged his reputation a little bit in the league. We saw what was happening after he got traded, and it was hard to OKC. It was hard for them to find another place for him to trade him to. And part of that, I believe, is, along with his age, is his mentality, which is, he's a winner mentality, but you can't nag your team. That's going to bring everybody down. So, but him bringing these young guys and working out with these young guys make it look like, he's not just going to diss the vets and the young guys and get up on them. He'll take the time out and work them out. So we saw Harry there, of course, CP getting buckets on him. And then in the other clip that we saw, part 2 of the clip, we saw Harry out there, putting some moves down in the paint, the type of moves we want to see. Getting used to that post a lot, because still he hasn't played a whole lot of basketball since high school, and still just a matter of him getting his legs under him. So it was good to see him out there active, and for us to know CP is infusing him with some of his IQ and experience. And of course, Harry's going to bring that back to Sacktown. Harry Giles, man, one of my favorite players. If he balls out, might end up being my favorite player on the Kings this year. My hope is that he will be my favorite Kings player overall, but we got so many to choose from, so that's always tough to nail down. Marvin Bagley and Pascal Siakam was out there with Rico Hines. I did not. This was not a private Rico Hines run, from what I saw. It was obviously a private training session, but it wasn't run. It wasn't a bunch of guys playing, full court. It was great to see him. It was him and Pascal Siakam out there. Obviously, Pascal Siakam won the Most Improved Player award this season. So, congrats to him. More or less, it's just good. And don't forget, Buddy Hield came in 4th from MIP. People don't talk about it because it's top 3. Well, De'Aaron Fox was 3. So we had 2 of the top 5 MIP guys. And the guy that won, Pascal Siakam, is working out with our sophomore guy, Marvin Bagley, along with Rico Hines. So it's just, get excited about the future, y'all. If y'all are not excited about the future yet, please get excited about the future. Things are really looking up for the Sacramento Kings. Next, we had Buddy Hield, and he was putting a lot of his training stuff on the on Instagram. And, Buddy's a workaholic. He just is. He's a workaholic. And in one of the best ways, He just works so hard. Kobe Bryant being, one of his favorite players. If not, I believe it was his favorite player. He wears 24. It also is it symbolizes, I guess that's the country code for the islands that he's from, the Caribbean. But he was doing some crazy training I ain't seen no one do, like some sort of trampoline thing with a harness attached to him, and he's like pitching stuff back and forth. In endurance, basically, in endurance drills. Obviously strength building, but core endurance. He has a great physique. It's nice to know that he's doubling down on his physique, and then internal health as far as having the lungs in the space they need to be to run around a lot, and be able to catch and shoot, getting his Steph Curry on, just being a terror off the ball, as he's learned to be a weapon with the ball now and finish at the rim. So it was great to see that. With him building up his body even more and his coordination, I would like to see him continue to attack the rim because we need him to get to the line. We didn't get Buddy Hield to the line enough last year, and we paid the price for that in a lot of games. So it's time to take it there. That's also going to take his overall scoring up once he starts getting to the line, because he's a shooter. He's a true shooter. He knocks down his free throws. So that's going to be big time. So again, Harry Giles with Chris Paul, 2 videos. Make sure you guys search for those if you haven't seen them. It's good to watch in the offseason. Marvin Bagley and Pascal Siakam out there with Rico Hines. And does Bags just look like he's just a gazelle with that second jump. I'm so excited for him this season coming up. And what a great squad. And then, finally, Buddy Hield, working on his endurance, working on his physique, working on being a terror off that ball. If you're not working like Buddy Hield's working right now, you're going to be left in the dust if you're a defender, flat out. Good job, guys. Good job working on your game. Fox also working on his game. His videos were a little different. They got posted by the Kings, so I think most people saw that. But he's in the gym working on his body. One of the guys from my church that I talked to yesterday, though, said he just did his camp with the kids, and Fox admitted that he can't shoot free throws, and then proceeded to miss 3 free throws in a row. I'm not so worried about it because we also saw him netting his 3-pointers in the video with him, Bagley, and Christopher London, LSK is what he goes by. So we know he can do it. He's got a stroke, but he's got whatever the mental block is with free throws, he's got to approach that and address it. And I would expect for it to be addressed this season. I think this season with the reps, the way he'll be getting to the line, that's what he's going to work on. And we have player development staff that's going to make sure that's the case. All right. Well, that wraps up the summertime workout observations and media that we've been getting. We're going to transition now over to more of the 2K talk, and we're going to talk about the Kings Guard postseason. Yo. Got my Kingsguard shirt on for everybody that couldn't see me popping it. If you're listening to the podcast. So let's talk about the Kingsguard postseason first, and then finally we'll wrap up with some NBA 2K news. We had the playoff brackets set. The Kingsguard were holding down the 3rd seed for majority of the season, and then it was literally the last day of the league. We ended up dipping down to 5th. We lost. We had already clinched playoffs, but we lost a few games before, so that put us down in 5th seed, which meant that we were going up against the Timberwolves. T-Wolves Gaming. And, I'm not going to waste any time with you. We lost both of those games. And we could have won. We could have won those games, but, we kind of fell back into the lapse of not distributing the ball as we should. And I'll kind of give my overall thoughts on the season and everything, but we definitely didn't distribute the ball like we should. They played really good defense too. And they played smart offense. They weren't it wasn't like an incredible offensive show, but with defense, we relied too much on BP and his pick and roll and whatnot. And they was like, we're just gonna attack BP, and we'll just make everybody else make us pay and see if they can. And it's a plan that worked. I talked to Coach DJ Layton at the California State Fair, which I'm still working on that video. It's coming. And he emphasized ball movement, and, we weren't able to execute, unfortunately. So it was 2 games in one day, best of 3. Game 1 score. Yes, was 51-64. T-Wolves took it. And that was a game where we actually rallied back. We got down pretty big, and we rallied back big time, and just wasn't enough. And then we played the second game the same day. That one ended 56-49. And that is the one that sent us off into the sunset, or maybe into the dark, however you want to view that. But yeah, that one, in that day, that ended the season right there. Tons of posts, of course, from the players online talking about that's not how they wanted the season to end, and showing love and respect for each other as a team. We'll see what the future holds for next season. Who will be back? Who'll go to a different team? All that good stuff. But I liked our squad a lot, actually. I'll go ahead and just say it now. Honestly, we really didn't utilize Ball Like Seam enough. He is an excellent, scorer. Very, very talented shooting guard, and he's got a nice stroke, and he's pretty good about spacing. Find some difficulty making a play sometimes, but that's also because most of the time when he does get the ball, it's kind of deep into the shot clock, and he's got to, take a more challenging shot than we would really want him to have to take. But, he was taking them and he was making them for the most part, and he always had a very solid stat line at the end of the games. But as awesome as BP was, I think even BP would have been more effective if Seam got involved more, and you got Seam going early. Get Seam going early. And then I think it might have been a little bit better if we ran a little bit more motion in our offense too. But, hard to say. I do know that ball movement was the biggest thing, and BP is the best dribbler in the league. There's no doubt about it. But it ended up being a crutch in the end instead of a ladder. So that was that. As far as other results from the season, Yusuf got all defensive team. BP got all rookie team. BP was up for MVP voting. He did not win MVP. I believe that was Mama I'm That Man. I'll double check. You double check. But that's kind of where we landed. And oddly enough, at least if this is how you're gonna go out, the T-Wolves, I'm just double checking this here. It looks like they are the ones, that went to the finals. Yeah, so at least the team that beat us went to the finals. We could say that. Sometimes you gotta count whatever wins you can. But that was the season. So overall, much better. We were last in the league last season, I believe, in record. This year we ended in 5th. We held 3rd for a long time. We got better talent. Zachy, very, very solid defender. I loved him at the lock position. Yusuf was just awesome on defense and solid with rebounding too, but he really, 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 really was holding down the defense. BP, he's super talented. Fact of the matter, this guy, scoring record, he ties a scoring record 41 in a game and then blows his own record out the water with 46 in a game. That's incredible. You know what I mean? Especially in these games, you saw how low the scores are because it's 5-minute quarters. So overall, a successful season. This was great turnaround from last season, and now we just gotta make sure we take the next step next year. I don't really think anybody needs to be replaced. Roman didn't get to play a lot, so I don't know if you would say that you would want to replace him necessarily, but I think everybody did a good job. Colt was the team captain. That's my guy, and he just played his heart out. He was just playing his heart out all over the place, and it was incredible to watch. And also, get to meet him, do some commentary with him, and talk to him a little bit more. So here on the Sacktown Breakdown podcast, expect an interview with Yusuf as well as Colt here in the coming weeks. And if there's any other Kingsguard players that want to come on, we will extend the hand to them as well. And you'll also hear some of their answers that they provided when I was doing the California State Fair NBA 2K tournament event. So that will be part of my weekend with the Kingsguard video that will be coming out this week. Actually, it should be coming out tomorrow. If not tomorrow, Wednesday, because I know Tap is working on a video as well that might come out tomorrow. So we'll try to stagger them so that way, you guys get a little bit of something to keep nibbling on. And the content is going to continue to get more fun as well. We're going to be getting creative, like I said, player analysis, season projections, player profiles, coaching profiles. We are going to be providing all of that to keep this conversation fun and ongoing. Chances are we will not be covering other predictions for other teams. They may come up in our conversations, but we will not be focusing on other teams. We will continue to focus on all things Sacramento here on the Sacktown Breakdown. And if we do start expanding outside of that, we'll let you guys know. But for the most part, we'll probably leave that to our own channels. My Skipntosh channel, Twitch is where I'm the most active. And of course, Tap 2K's Tap 2K channel on YouTube. And finally, I guess we can talk about the NBA 2K news. So more ratings revealed, some gameplay modes. Let's see what they fix. Let's see what they break. So the 2K soundtrack got revealed. I don't listen to a whole lot of rap anymore these days. Not that it's all rap, but most of it looked like it wasn't going to strike my fancy, so I kind of didn't really. I gave it a once over, and I was like, meh. Some of the stuff on there, Tap may or may not be a fan of. We will. We'll let you. I'll let Tap let you know that one. But outside of the soundtrack being revealed, the archetype and build system kind of got revealed or leaked or whatever. It looks like it's going to be more about inside, outside, and balanced. And it looks like it's also going to be a lot easier to create different archetypes and try out different archetypes which everybody wanted. So that's a pretty big deal. The high school gym confirmed, and clothing brands confirmed as well. Looks like they're bringing back the high school gym and it looks like high school is going to be a part of this year's story mode in 2K20. That's going to be interesting. I forgot exactly which high school gym it's being modeled after. It is one of the, private sports preparation school, private schools. But if you go online, you can, find more information on it if you want to know exactly what school's gym is being used. We also got the 2K ratings for Trae Young, Jason Tatum, and Terrence Ross. I'm not going to go over their ratings right now. I believe that they got the ratings fairly accurate this year from everything that I saw. There was only a few instances where I was like, oh, that's a little egregious, but outside of that, I felt like they got most of them right, so I was pretty good with it. Other ratings got revealed. De'Aaron Fox's got revealed. De'Aaron Fox is an 86 in NBA 2K this year. And I think that's spot on. I think that's spot on, and it's just the beginning of the season, so it's expected that he'll get better and it'll go up. Not worried about it at all. Like I said, I think that's fair. Of course, I will mention Lonzo Ball's. Lonzo Ball was a 72, I believe. Let me confirm while I'm up here, because that is one that I don't want to get wrong. Power of technology. All right, so just to be clear, yes. So, and this is also his lowest rating since his rookie year. It was actually 79, so not 72, but 79. Want to make sure we got the facts straight here for y'all. 79 rating, I think is fair for Lonzo Ball. I personally feel that way, and my roommate Malik, who is a Los Angeles Lakers fan and a Lonzo Ball fan, even with him being on the Pelicans, and he's going into the Pelicans community to, kind of set some records straight, ask some questions, and get a heat check on how people are viewing him going over there from the New Orleans community. A lot of people are very happy to have him, but obviously there's still those people out there that just see what he hasn't done instead of seeing what he could possibly do. I believe this was a good thing for Lonzo Ball. But, I want to see him and Fox go at it again, because we haven't seen the full mode. We got a little glimpse of it one time when they played each other. It got a little intense here and there, but this year I want to see it. I really, really, really want to see it this year. But as of right now, Fox is coming out on top. The way his last few seasons have gone and the way things look going into this season. So anyway, that is all of the NBA 2K news for now. Looking forward to NBA 2K, the different gameplay modes and whatnot, what they have for the park and how they'll revamp it. The graphics look good. The ratings are pretty accurate, and I like the fact that it seems like with the archetypes and the builds, we'll be able to try out more. Won't have to make such large investments as far as getting VC and building them up and copping the drip. As far as the clothing is concerned, the only brand that stood out to me is Diamond, because I come from a skateboarding background. I'm a skater, and Diamond's been around. So that's the only thing that excited me. So I'll get some Diamond gear, but outside of that, everything else, I'll just, cop as I please in the game. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the latest episode of the Sacktown Breakdown podcast. Next time around, Tap 2K should be here. If he's not, he may do one, himself, but we'll try to keep it both of us as much as we can. But hardworking men, schedules get busy, and we just gotta, keep things going. So expect more content this week. Last week was a little hectic for both of us. This week will be a lot more mellow. My schedule's a little different this week, but in a good way. Expect to see me on Twitch. So you can go to twitch.tv/Sacktown Breakdown. I'll be on there playing some 2K and chatting with y'all. Make sure you come in the Discord, hit that Discord link. If anybody remembers AIM, AOL Instant Messaging, Just think of it like that, but for the modern day. More organized, more features. You can do dope voice chat, and a lot of people will be joining us through Discord. We'll be opening up Discord as well for the people that come in too, for some extra content, like having some of the listeners come on and, you know, ask us questions live and all that, like taking live calls even. So make sure you get the Discord app. Make sure you come into our community. Let's talk Kings and NBA 2K. And if you want to talk more than that, go over to my channel and my Discord, Skipntosh, Skipntosh, and you'll be able to talk to me there, and we can talk about whatever, comics, whatever you want. But we're gonna keep it Kings here. Make sure you visit Tap's channel, Tap2K, sub over there. Like, comment, subscribe on the video if you could. It helps circulate. Definitely give us a like. We would really, really, really appreciate it. And drop a comment. You know, you can drop your ideas to some of the things I talked about today. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications for Twitch and YouTube so you can catch us when we go live and you can catch our latest video. More content will be on the way. But until then, I am your humble Kings fan, Skip, aka Skipntosh, signing off. And I hope y'all have a great week.